Seed starting is an important skill to have, whether you're a new gardener or whether you've had failures in the past. Let's look at some of the tricks to seed starting so that you can be successful growing your own plants. I'm convinced seed starting is as much of an art as it is a science, but there are some general rules that you have to follow, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Seed starting mix, watering, planting depth, and temperature. When starting your seeds, you want to make sure that you use a good seed starting mix. You don't want to use some soil that you dig out of the lawn or the garden. It's way too dense and heavy. You want a good seedling mix or a seed starting mix. Most of them have perlite in them, and most of them are fairly light and consistent in particle size. And the reason for that is you want good seed to soil contact there. You know, I guess watering seedlings to germinate is where we see the most failure at. Too much water, not enough water, the wrong kind of watering can definitely set seeds up not to germinate. And let's talk about not enough watering first. Now here in the summertime, I will water my plants 3 to 4 times a day to keep them nice and moist. Now sometimes in the wintertime it may just be a couple times a day, or if it's real cloudy and cool, it may just be 1 time a day. But you got to keep that top of that seed tray moist. But we want that water to move through. Now let's move on to getting that water out of the tray and moving new water in. So every time we water, we want that excess water to come out these holes here. It's important to use a tray such as this 162 that's got a good bottom hole there so that water can move through, because we don't want standing water. Standing water is where we run into problems with seeds rotting, not germinating, and also setting up for disease. This 162 tray here was designed to be put on a railing system so that it's got those open holes there and it can freely move that water through there. Some of you guys are dealing with carports or trying to germinate seeds inside your house, and you have to have some way to contain that moisture so it doesn't make a mess. And that's where this bottom tray comes into play. We sell a bottom tray for these 338s and 162s. The bottom tray is meant to catch the excess water. You really don't want to be doing watering the tray to fill up these soils to keep them wet to keep your seeds germinating. Bottom watering, you don't want to do that. You will not wick up enough moisture to keep those seedlings wet, and plus you're setting yourself up for disease or failure from seeds not germinating because they stay too wet. Now one little trick I want to talk about here is using a spacer underneath the seed tray so that that hole has room for that water to escape. I got these little plugs here, and we're probably going to start putting these into our seed starting kits. But you can use 4 or you can use 6. Now the key there is to get that tray up so that there's a gap underneath here so that that tray can drain out. If we don't have that gap there, we have seen in the past some people have trouble with their trays getting waterlogged and not being able to drain out. So this is really important right here. With our indoor starting kit, we have 2 different trays. We have a 12 cell and a 24 cell. Some of you guys may not need a 162 or 338 cell tray. So if you're doing smaller plantings, this kit works great for that because you can do 12s or 24s. Now with this kit, it automatically comes with a little tray there that we can call it a tray or space or whatever, that the cells sit on that keeps the cell out from sitting into the bottom of the reservoir tray there. It also has this wicking mat there. So if we water from the top there, the water will pass through to the wicking mat on down to the bottom tray, and it keeps our trays from being waterlogged, and we can dispose of any excess water in there as we need to. Planting your seeds, how deep should you plant them? Well, we've got lettuce seed here, and these lettuce seeds are raw. See how small they are? Here we have pelleted lettuce seed, and these pelleted lettuce seeds are coated with a clay coating, and that is to make those seeds easier to handle. That clay coating on that seed makes it easier for you to pick one seed up and put in one seed starting tray. We also have tomato seeds here, and we know tomato seeds are small, generally real small and hard to handle. These are pelleted also with another clay coating there to make it easier to handle, so you can get one seed in one cell. Here we have broccoli seed. Now broccoli seed with a lot of your brassicas are small, but they're normally very consistently round. So they're easier to handle, although they are very small. Now normally speaking, the smaller the seed, the shallower you want to plant it in your seed starting tray. But I never plant anything over 1/4 inch deep. Some of the real small seeds, I may even plant shallower than that. The main thing is you want to cover them. You want to plant them deep enough so that you can cover them and have good seed to soil contact. When covering my seed, I use a product called Perlite. That's this white product right here. This product is nice and fluffy, and it's easy for those seedlings to penetrate and come up through to get a good stand there. I use Perlite on just about all my seeds to germinate, with the exception of seedless watermelons. On seedless watermelons, I use this product here called Vermiculite. Now, if you don't have either one of those, don't sweat it. Simply use your good seed starting mix to cover your soil. The main thing is not to plant them too deep and to have good seed to soil contact. Temperature with seed starting is very important. Now here we are in the middle of the summertime. It's not a big issue because it's plenty warm enough out here to start seeds. But if we are starting seeds during the wintertime or the early spring or early fall or late fall, we can have some problems with temperature being conducive for germinating the type of seed we're trying to germinate. Now here on our Haas germination mat is a list of a lot of different plants and their ideal or optimal soil temp germination. And let's just take for instance broccoli. The optimal soil temp is 85 degrees. Now to get 85 degrees, I'm gonna need a 70-degree ambient temperature. So if I'm trying to use this heat mat outside and it's 30 or 40 degrees outside, I'm only going to increase that tray temperature 10 to 15 degrees by using a heat mat. So I'm only going to get, let's say at 40, I'm going to get 55 max germination temperature on that seed starting tray by using this mat. Now if you're going for it inside of a carport or greenhouse or inside a room and you got an ambient temperature of 70 degrees, then I can use this heat mat to raise that temperature 10 to 15 degrees to get to my optimal 85-degree soil temp for germinating broccoli. So it's important to understand what my ambient temperature is and how to use a heat mat properly. You know, it's kind of a misnomer to think you can use a heat mat outside in any temperature and get the ideal conditions to germinate seeds. You know, seed starting is fun. We do it for a couple of different reasons. We do it to save money, because we know plants cost a lot nowadays. If you've been to the big box stores and priced any of them, you know what I'm talking about. Another reason is we can grow the varieties that we want to grow. We're not dependent upon what's simply offered to us at the big box store for what we've got to grow. So there may be some of these unique hybrid varieties or heirloom varieties that you want to grow, and that's one reason we want to start our own seeds. Seed starting can be fun, but it can be challenging. I've been doing it a long time and I still have failures from time to time. It's just going to happen. But follow some good practices with your seed startings and you can be successful.